Hey, let's bring in Mr. Almodova before he goes
David
to bed.
Almodova.
David, come in here.
Mark, thank you.
Hey,
BYU
see you
Senior
so much,
Associate
Mark.
Athletic
Love you,
Director
brother.
of Marketing, David Almodova.
Love you guys.
He is live with us just before heading to the New Mexico Bowl on Saturday. Hey, Mark just kept going, and he just kept going, and he just kept going. But now he is done, and so we welcome you back to the show.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here with you guys.
And we can't tell you where we are because it's an undisclosed
One of these
location.
days when you come in person, then you'll know exactly right.
I can't believe I got to follow Mark Durant, though. That's a tough one to follow.
And guess who follows you? Ty Detmer.
Yeah,
Well,
so you think you got problems.
yeah, I
Ty's
saw
got
that.
problems. Ty's got to follow you.
Like Ty's gonna be like, oh man, how am I gonna do that? So
Hey, if there's a bowl event to be at later this week down in Albuquerque, it'd be the alumni tailgate party Saturday, 2:30 to 4:30 local time. It's free if you want to eat. It's going to cost you $10. You can RSVP with the link that we're going to post on the live stream, BYU alumni. .edu.
Yeah.
For those listening to the podcast, go to alumni.byu.edu. Alumni Association's done a great job all season rallying the troops when the guys have gone on the road. This should be one on Saturday.
Yeah, Michael Johansson and his crew at the alumni office, they do an amazing job for us. Obviously, they put on tailgates at all of our road games, and they do a great job with their events. I'm looking forward to see what they do this Saturday. So Cougar fans are going down there. Make sure you get tickets. Make sure you go and attend that event because it'll be fun.
if fans are still looking for tickets, David, what pathway should they follow to get tickets to this game?
Just go to the New Mexico Bowl. It's online. Fans that are looking to purchase, go to their website. So University of New Mexico is the host, and so fans just need to go to their ticket office website to buy tickets for the game.
We've got a link to that on our live stream for those folks looking to get some seats over there. Weather's going to be decent. It's going to be fun. This is the last game of Independence, the last bowl game before BYU joins the Big 12. Do you feel relief? Is there some relief that this is finally ending?
You know, I'll be honest. Like, I don't like this part of the year because I don't want football to end. I love watching our football team play. I love watching our guys compete. And so it's bittersweet, but also really excited to look ahead and to look at July 1 as our official day we go into the Big 12 and next season. Really excited about this.
And for those that don't know, David and his whole team, everything that you see in that stadium, all of the cool stuff that happens in the stadium or in the Marriott Center that goes on, that's David's team. That makes the game day experience amazing in what it is. So kudos to you guys. It's one of the best experiences in all of college football and all of college basketball. I'm wondering, from a marketing standpoint, what are you most excited about as BYU goes to the Big 12?
You know, we've been able to increase our staff, and with that, increase some resources. And so really looking forward to going big. It's kind of been our mantra over the last, since we were notified that we're going to Big 12, obviously went through this season. And as we're prepping and planning for next season, it's like, we got to go bigger. We got to be better. And that's kind of been our mantra internally within our team. And so ironically, today we had a football recap meeting just of this past season on things that we felt like were good, things that we feel like we need to work on, things that we need to get better with. And then obviously we'd like to institute or implement some new things for next season. I don't know if you guys have talked much or have heard about Brett Yormark, the new commissioner of the Big 12.
Yeah. But
he is one marketing genius, and the things he has cooking and the things that I've heard about are going to blow our minds in what he's trying to do. So I'm really excited to work with him. And they just hired a new chief marketing officer for the Big 12 that I'm really excited about. We've been on some calls with him, and he is dynamic and he is awesome. And so
are there some things, David, that they'll roll out as a conference that you guys can tag into and partner with and side by side with, those kinds of things?
Absolutely. And so I know that, we're hoping to get the schedule released here shortly, really, really soon. And so once we get that, we'll start, planning obviously our home game and home game events and what we want to try to accomplish. And then obviously road games will be big as well. So very excited, very looking forward to learning from Brett and his staff. And we're just excited.
Listen, does being in the Big 12 mean more pre and post game fireworks and an increased number of jet flyovers?
Partially. Yep. We want to shoot off as many fireworks as we can, and what our risk management team will allow us to do. And obviously, of course, more jets. And we're looking to just do a whole lot more moving into next year.
If you need us to work on Clark a little bit with the flyovers, we have a little say with Clark. You know, he's been on the show, and we can help you out where that is.
Oh yeah, we've made requests to Clark already. We've got other people that have reached out from different parts of the country with different aircraft. So we're trying to see what works. You know, the one thing that's hard, and maybe Clark has shared this, but there's a twilight time that we can't have any flyovers for. When we don't know kick times, it's very hard to schedule those out. So that's the only difficult part about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And for those that didn't listen, when Clark Heyman is a former BYU student who now is in a leadership position in the Air Force, flew F-15s, still flies them, flies multiple type of aircraft, and he is one of the guys with the Air Force that coordinate flyovers all over the country. And obviously BYU has a great relationship with Clark because of his roots, and I know David's worked with him to help coordinate some of that stuff. So we've got an ace, no pun intended, with the Air Force that helps us get some of these cool flyovers, right?
That's right. And it's ironic and it's crazy how long it takes to plan those things out. So,
yeah, you do a great job. We did a story in the Deseret News last summer on the process that you go through to get somebody to buzz over, and it is a process, but man, those few seconds, there's nothing that quite tops a jet flying in with some buddies. Low and loud
Yes,
is how we like it. Low and loud. Hey, we're with David Almodova, BYU Senior Associate Athletic Director. A couple more questions for you before Ty comes on. BYU alum and Mike Leach, who passed away last night, gave the Big 12 its offensive identity with the air raid offense, and now BYU is heading into the Big 12. How will you remember Mike Leach and his impact on the game?
Man, national treasure and what college football needed. And I think, Tom Homo and our senior staff meeting this morning shared some experiences that he had with Mike over the years. Obviously, they were in school at BYU together. Blaine, I don't know if you were.
Yeah, I was there with Mike, yeah.
And Tom shared, how he was a rugby player, and he kind of found his way to meet LaBelle and asked if he could just come to practice and watch. He just wanted to learn football. And so all of a sudden he's at practices, then he's showing up in team meetings, and players are going, who is this guy? And he was just the guy that just wanted to learn the game. And, he got in touch with Hal Mummy, who was a great coach back in the day, and connected with Hal. And as Hal moved on in his career, he took Mike with him. And, I think great. I mean, he's one of the best interviews you can watch, and really going to miss him. College games going to miss him, and obviously our sport's going to miss him. So,
yeah, he was one of great BYU alums. He was the genius in the back row at meetings, is what I would say. He was the genius in the back row, taking it all in. Hey, Ty Detmer's going to join us here in just a few minutes, as we mentioned, David. If you're faced with this is a tough question. You're faced with an 80-yard drive. You got under 2 minutes to play. Which quarterback do you want to put in the game? Do you want Ty? Do you want Jim McMahon? Do you want Steve Young? Or do you want Max Hall? Who do you want?
All of them. All of them. I can't pick one. I love Ty Detmer. He's my guy. And obviously Jim did great things. Max Hall was, so just a little background growing up for me, right? I'm not a BYU guy. I'm a Hawaii guy. And my first football game at LaBelle Stadium as an employee was Max's first start. And obviously his first year was one to remember. And that Utah game at the end of the year where he connects with Austin Collie. And yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough question, Blaine. Not fair.
We won't make you pick one. You probably
Who
win.
would you pick?
We'd pick Ty Detmer. He's coming on next. Are you crazy?
Whoever's next on. Hey, you know what? I love them all, but I remember when I was a freshman and Jimmy was our starter quarterback. He was a senior, and teams would score. Like, we didn't have a lot of close games. If we ever had one and a team would score, I'd look up at the scoreboard and I'd be like, what a bunch of idiots. They left 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, and they're going to let Jim McMahon go back on the field. Oh, well, we're winning this one for sure. So I never questioned that if Jim had the ball in his hands last, that we were going to win a game. And so I have a little bit of a soft spot for Jimmy, but I'd take any one of those guys to go win a game with 2 minutes or less to go. Absolutely.
David,
100%.
have a great time at the New Mexico Bowl. Safe travels.
Yeah,
We
be safe
appreciate
down
all
there.
that you do, and we'll see you when you get back.
Hey, are you and I going to the Masters again next spring?
I would love that.
Let's figure it out.
See if you guys can work that out.
Let's figure it out.
Okay.
We got to go again. Dave and
Have
I
a
went to
great
the
rest of
Masters.
the night.
It was fun.
Thanks, David.
See you, David.
Hi for me.
We will.
Bye.
Appreciate it. David Almodova from BYU does a great job, and a longtime friend of ours, and we love having him on the show, kind of painting the picture for the Big 12, which is just around the corner.